Hello, dividend growth stock enthusiast. Colby the DGI Crab here, talking to you today about stocks splitting. These are the top 5 stocks in my 60 stock channel portfolio that I believe are the most in need of a stock split in 2025. What is a stock split, in case you are not aware? Well, it's when a company issues more shares and devalues the current price, more or less. So if you have a stock that's trading for $200 a share and you've got one share of that stock, they do a 2-for-1 split. Well, now the share price is worth $100, but you have 2 shares. Typically, stock splits are not something that concern me one way or the other. Usually when a company performs a stock split, they're doing so as a signal to shareholders that good times are ahead, and a lot of the times it leads to added activity in the market, because even though most of these brokerages now allow investors to trade in fractional shares, meaning that you don't have to come up with the price of one full share in order to invest, there is still some kind of a psychological benefit even now that investors have if they have more total shares. Again, not something that I'm particularly concerned with, but I do understand that psychological benefit of seeing more shares in your portfolio, especially if you're just starting out and you're adding a small amount of dollars to some new position that's a high share price. I'm thinking of something as common as like the S&P 500, something like SPY or VOO. These are share prices that are in that $500 range, and if you're a $20, $30 a week kind of investor adding into those funds, it can take a few solid months before you get into the point where you've got one full share. So without further ado, these are the 5 that I'd like to see. Now, in case you're new to the channel, I only cover 60 high-quality dividend growth stocks, and they're split into 4 separate categories or tiers based on the age of the investor. The number 1 on my list is BlackRock, stock ticker BLK. BlackRock's current price ranges between $950 and $1,100 a share. I really thought that once BlackRock topped $1,000 a share and stayed that way fairly consistently, that it wasn't just a little blip on the radar, that they would do a stock split. BlackRock, from what I can tell in their history, have only ever done one stock split, period, and that happened all the way back on July 30th, 2007. They performed a 2-for-1 stock split. And when you've got a stock like BlackRock here that's trading in that $1,000 range, a 2-for-1 split still only going to bring you to a share price of about $500. So if BlackRock in 2025 does opt to perform a stock split, my hope is that they will do at least a 5-for-1 split. So if I have one share of BlackRock valued at approximately $1,000, a 5-for-1 split would give me 5 shares of BlackRock valued at around $200 a share. So I'm going to root for a 5-for-1 split for BlackRock, if not more. An 8 or even a 10-for-1 split would be great in my mind. I don't think that a 2-for-1 at this point in time is really going to have that major psychological benefit that I talked about at the top of the video. I think they're going to have to do at minimum a 4-for-1, but I think they should go as far as a 5-for-1 if they're going to do it at all. Now, next up is Parker Hannifin, stock ticker PH. Parker Hannifin's currently trading in the $600 to $700 range. The last time they performed a stock split was a 3-for-2 split back on October 7th of 2007. So not quite a clean 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 kind of a split. They did a 3-for-2. 3-for-2 would be fine with me on Parker Hannifin. That would bring the share price down into like that $400, $450 range. I think Parker Hannifin would do well to do at least a 3-for-1 split at current prices. Number 3 on the list, United Healthcare, stock ticker UNH. United Healthcare, all the drama that's gone on around this company over the last couple of months. Price has swung around a little bit all over the place. Such a solid company, largest player in the medical insurance arena. Their stock has generally these last 6 months or so been in the $500 to $600 range. I'm personally looking to buy United Healthcare when that price dips below $500. That's around the price point that I'm kind of looking for it. The last time they did a stock split was a 2-for-1 split on May 31st, 2005. So maybe in the month of May, 20 years later, we could see another 2-for-1 split from United Healthcare. If I were calling the shots at this company, I think I'd go ahead and do a 2-for-1 or maybe even a 3-for-1 split ASAP, because it would be something positive in the news cycle for them that honestly I think that they need right now. Number 4 here is S&P Global stock picker SPGI. S&P Global currently trades in the $450 to $550 range. Their last split, also 20 years ago come May, was a 2-for-1, May 18th of 2005. S&P Global's last couple of years of dividend increases have been subpar at best. It's a stock that I'm personally a bit frustrated with as a result of those subpar dividend increases. This is a tier 1 stock, which for me means it's best suited for the 18 to 30-year-old investor, because the starting yield is typically quite low, usually 1%, if that. And typically with S&P Global, you're looking to get 10% plus annual dividend increases, which makes it a super compounder and a great candidate for a younger investor looking to build up a nice dividend snowball. And that snow has not been building with S&P Global the last couple of years. And a 2-for-1 split from them here 20 years since their last one would at least give me a little bit of hope that things are going in the right direction and they're going to start doing some larger dividend increases. And then finally, last but not least, is Microsoft, stock ticker MSFT. This one was a bit of a surprise for me. The last time Microsoft split their stock was all the way back in February of 2003. February 18th, 2003, they did a 2-for-1 split. For some reason, I would have assumed that Microsoft would have done another split or two since 2003. Really had to double check it a couple of times to make sure that my data was correct on that. But yeah, they haven't done one for more than 20 years right now. Microsoft trades in the 450 to 550 range. One of their major competitors, Apple, did a stock split within the last few years. And we certainly have seen stock splits from high flyers in the tech sector, like Tesla has done a stock split. Google performed a stock split fairly recently. So I think that Microsoft is due for one. Now, people are going to buy Microsoft, I think, no matter what. And if you do happen to have a brokerage that does not allow for fractional shares, you have to buy a full share of something. Microsoft is certainly as great of a stock as there is to just save up your pennies and until you've got enough money, enough capital to deploy to buy a full share. But that being said, I think that this very attractive stock would become even more attractive if they got that price point down to like $100 a share. I do think that that would cause a bit of a run on the market as retail investors would get excited about the split and the lower share prices. So while a 2-for-1 split would be nice, I'd actually like to see Microsoft really go for it and do a 4-for-1 or even a 5-for-1 split so we could get that share price down into the $100 range, which I think would make people just that much more excited to purchase shares of it. So what do you all think? What are some stocks in your portfolio that you'd just personally like to see a stock split on? Are there any others amongst the 60 stocks that this channel focuses on that you would also like to see split their shares and make that share price just a little bit less, a little bit more psychologically attractive for you to add to initiate a position in, or maybe you already have a position and you'd just like to see more shares in total. Let me know what you think down there in the comments below. Email me your questions to dgicrab@yahoo.com. I hope you like and subscribe. Plenty of more dividend-related content coming along the way, but I thought it would be interesting just to go through some of these high-price stocks and talk about whether or not we'd like to see them split their shares. Until next time, this is Colby the DGI Crab signing off.